Definitely you can't, and remember that if I can play boxing with you without it, I can play boxing with you also with those techniques. In my first hour study martial art about 38 years ago, I understand that you can hit here and here. So the martial art is not based on those useless effects. It's true that in the streets I will be more aggressive, but stop depend on two techniques. You have to progressive more and more techniques. When you see lion, they don't really train how to kill or how to poke the eyes. They train game, this improving your reflex, this improving your mobility, this improving your agility, and then you're ready for the art of war. We take the same animal triangle of study. We do a lot of games, drills, uchikomi in judo, different games. And then we do the waza. This will bring you to be a fighter. But if you go immediately to the fight, like today a lot of people, you come to teach them, they want immediately to train no gi, no this, no that. And that's why in the last years, KAPAP back to the roots. You must put a gi, you must put your belt. That's first because you recognize that you're not a customer, you're a student. You obey the teacher, you're ready to put a white belt, you're ready to study. That's bring the attitude of a student, and this is what we want from our students. First of all, that they understand that they are students, and those games are games that will develop their skills later on, their agility, their stamina, and we keep going with KAPAP combatives. The next game is the game of balance. Again, mostly it's good to do all of those games also with a high cardio, like after this game that we just played, the bulldog and the chicken. So we have the hands touching when our toes are really close. And now look, he pushed me and I push him, but don't push too much, and you see, don't lose your balance. So you have to really feel your balance of your partner. Now, we do the same thing. See? Don't lose your balance on me. Okay? So again, we touch, and then we can go all the way down. So see? Good, nice. You see? And that starts to teach you to maneuver your balance. So you can go down and up and do it the same way. Later on, you can do it also sitting. So you sit like me, bring your heels here, lift your leg up. Shorter your legs, put your hands up, and same thing. Okay. Same thing. You see? Much harder. Good. You see? You always train. So I want you gentlemen to try, please. That's the next game. Take a partner, and the same thing. Try to play. Yes?
Fred and Chick and one more back.
And try also to go down and feel the balance of the person. Those are balance games that will lead us for finding the third leg.
Foot close each other. Touch the toes. Pascal's hand.
The next game is the game of the third leg. Even when I'm over here, when we play with the hands, I always play to find his balance. I will ask Fred to stand like this on his feet. It's almost not possible to stand like this. That's the reason why our leg has this extension. That extension, without this extension, it's really hard to stand like this, because the table needs 3 legs to stand. But humans, we walk on 4. So of course we could, but then we stand up. And now, without this extension, we could not stand up. That extension helps us to stand up. But if we didn't have this extension, we will need about here a third leg. We will need about here a third leg that our table will be stable. So if you put your hands like this, and look, if I bring his hand to the third leg, he will fall. If I bring it to the third leg, he'll fall down. And that's what I'm looking in my fight. Where is his third leg? So our first game will be to be like that, very loose, and we'll start to walk. And pause, and now I have to look where is his third leg. For example, this one. You feel? You can go. For example, here one. then you fall. And what I'll ask you to come and first play a game to find the third leg. You move and then you pause and look for the third leg. Good. So those games are very soft, they're not rough. That's very important. If you play rough games, it's really hard on the body. Unless you're training for 30 years, then you can do it. But when you start, play a lot of games just to start and to understand. Now I'll take Fred again and take a look. I'll do the same thing. And if you see, let's say that I do a judo. In judo, it's the same thing. Just the third leg gets shorter. I want to take him from the elbow or from the shoulder. And the reason is, if I have to do this, it's taught me too much. But if I have his shoulder and I bring it to the third leg direction, he will fall. If I bring this elbow to the third leg, he will fall. So now whenever you do judo, for example, let's say that I do Iponso and Age, and look, I bring myself down, down, down. Third leg is here, and I bring his elbow to the third leg. And he will fall down. And that's when we'll start to have judo with less force, judo more gentle. Okay, please come again. So again, I can play the game as a judo player and just do like 1, 2, and then look for the third leg. I can do it as what we call nukiwaza and bring again the third leg here and then do nukiwaza, no touch, throw. But I have to always monitor where is the third leg. And all of those games are games that when you fight with somebody, you immediately can see his third leg. See, over there, over here. So from here, it will be easy for me to take you down or to take you down that way. And that's how we want to fight. We want to fight with the brain. Of course, power will help. My problem, I never born strong, and as much as I train, I stay a small guy, small frame. I'm handicapped on this end, and I'm handicapped on this end. So I must always look for a more smart way to fight. So it means you must start to study the science behind martial art. Many times when we teach punching or we teach impact, and you see like we talked about fighting from the shade, from the dead zone, it's always give you like the surprise. Right now I want to talk a little bit about the angles of attack. A lot of time when people, for example, if you attack like a punch to my, So if I stand here, it will be hard. But if I do this on the same time a punch, your punch will be not so much effective because it slide on me. So only half of the power will be effective. If I ask you to kick my leg, and kick harder, good. Kick harder, harder, good. If you see when Fred kick, it's not bad, it's better than yesterday, put your hands, and he start to kick, not bad, he kick a little bit when your toes are up. Many times when people kick, their toes are up. So their angle of attack is always slide, so you don't get the most effect of the kick. Now, when you kick, you already have your extension open. And when I kick, take a look, my extension is closed. So when I kick this way, and only then I do the extension. And you tell me what you feel. See, one, and this way. And now I give you a little bit impact, and you could feel the difference. You feel? Yeah. So the angle of attack is always 45 degrees, and then you rotate your leg around him. If I start to do this and this, now I don't get as like this one, and you could feel the effect. First I attack here, and then I cut you around you. Okay, so I'm over here, one, and then second. That's angle of attack. Another thing is like, for example, you grab my hand. Of course, I can hit you on the reset point, but take a look. If I just hit you, it's nothing. But if I take you also, again, 45 degrees down, you'll fall down. That's the angle of attack. It's not only to attack, it's also to give the right angle. It's not only to attack, it's also to give the right angle for the attack. And a lot of time when you see people, they could be stronger if they put some mind for the angles of attack. Not only to punch, also how to punch, that this angle always attack a way much efficient. The angle of attack is not only for the impact. It could be always transition. Impact, grappling is the same. But let's say that now I'm on the ground and I want to take Fred down by doing this. I can do it with my hands. I can do it with my legs. But it's not important. What is important is to create 2 points of contact. One is down and one is up. Now, if I push this way and bend your knee to me, you see, I will never able to do it because my angle of attack is wrong right now. But if my angle of attack change, you're out. You see? So now, if I do it like a grappler, like this way, and again, bend your knee to me, you see, it's hard. If I go like this, I will lose. But look at my angle of attack, go that way. Always 45 to go down. See? This is why I trap it, because that's my next techniques. But the angles of attack can be effective. Again, if we stand here, and let's say that again, we move you and pause. Look, my angle of attack, if I kick here, you'll fall. All other direction will not make you fall. That's why the angle of attack is not only, even in judo. If I do this, and I turn that way, and I do this, there's no way I'm going to take you off. But if I move here, then you will go off. Because my angle of attack will take you out of balance. So it's no matter if the angle of attack will be impact, if the angle of attack will be grappling, or anything. If I have Fred grappling with me, and I'm sitting here, just make it easy for him, and he start to grapple. My angles of attack are bad, you see what happened? But when you attack, you see, I switch my angle of attack. Look what I do to his force. It's easy. And again, this is why when, for example, I take it to the art of grappling or newaza, the guy attack. I always look for your angles of attack and I'll play with your T. So keep trying to do, try to arm me. And many times, for example, the angle of attack, I'll pull you to me. That gives me a lot of power now to be here. But again, look at my angle of attack. You can go only through a few directions when I can, for example, change what's called transition. I'll do this and switch our transition. You see? Or we're back again and I just go and do a ride on you. Okay? Or I'll do again. I hold you here or hold you here, and then I just push and take you down. So again, the angle of attack could be from grappling to impact to anything, and that's why even if he tried to chop me from the back, you see, he can success. But if he start to change his angles of attack, he will not be able. So try to choke. And this is, keep attacking. I'll just play with angles of attack. And actually, you feel the crunch? This is also, you show us today doing those moves. This is one of the applications of the move. And keep attacking. I show more angles of attack. So when I grapple, I always look for angles of attack of him, and I move them away. Keep fighting, keep fighting. This is why also when I fight, I always rest, because you cannot do much. Attack me, attack. And later on, if we have time, and we'll go like for leg locks. But now we don't. So I'll let you attack again. See how I look again for the angle of attack?
Yeah.
And now, keep attacking, don't worry. Now I start to work on a point system, keep working. When I close always these angles to attack, keep moving. And this is very important. If you give me a knife and you attack me with a knife, I'll do the same thing. I'll play on your relative position, and I play on angles of attack. So you attack, attack, try to attack. And immediately I play on his angles. You see, there's no way you can attack from down. You can only move the knife up. That's where I can follow. And again, trap you here, take you to the ground, and control your knife. See how it's controlled?
Yeah.
So try to kill me. And see what happened?
I was trying to
Yeah. And this is because I know to control my angles of attack. I can even fall asleep on you, which I don't, because it will be hard on you. I let you remove the knife. And I'm here. Yeah, keep trying to kill me. See, I know exactly if I do this, you get the angle to attack me. But by doing this, I know your structure. You cannot get angle to attack me. And actually, I sit like this because originally I sit like this. So of course, if you could poke my eyes, try to block my poke of your eyes. Yeah. And so don't base your fight about you can poke my eyes, because I can do the same. You see what's the difference? I'll leave you alive. Keep going. Now try to block me from poking your eyes. This is why I studied the art of angles of attack, so I can do it with grappling, with punching, and also punch you back coming from the dead zone and attacking you, okay? Thank you very much. There's no fast food in martial art. Today we're facing a lot of like McDonald's. We call it McDojo. Very fast speed. Everyone trained like for 4 days and is a great sensei. Mostly in the normal old days, you're training for 30 years before you call yourself a sensei. So I promise that I cannot teach you martial art or Budo in a 1 hour or 2 hours. But many times my students ask about self-defense, because this is true. Sometimes we go to the streets and we don't have 20 years of experience to training, and we want something that will help us to get off dangerous situation, mostly by using the surprise. As long as we can surprise the enemy, we be able maybe to escape violence or aggression situation. So whenever, for example, we're using a car, we put the car key, for example, like that way in our hand, and if the lady go like home, and she can go like that way and having the key in her hand, that will help her. Once something happened, awareness is ready that if something happened, they have that key. I'll ask Pascal to come over here, please. And the first experiment we're going to do, I'll ask him to come very slow when I put my key over here. And you could see it will stop him. Now, this is very important because if you come and do this, of course I can hit him on the hand, but if I do this, he's already out. So if a woman go like this in the street and somebody attack and she do this, she will be free. Of course, if the guy is tough, everything change. You don't go to, I don't know, UFC with this and try to win a fighter of 30 years of experience. But for normal people, mostly if you come from my back and he trap me under my arms, for example, and I look, for example, for the kidney over here, and I push, and he need to release, give me the opportunity to escape. He go for a choke, and I can come under on the muscle, and mostly I work with two hands because I'm not so weak, and I push him up. He come again and he choke me, and I go this time, angle of attack down. And you see I trap this end already, you see? So these are all angles of attack. I always try to go with a 45 degree, even like over here, you feel? It's a really nasty. So now you already lost and you're in a rep situation. So of course, when the guy come over here, I always try to get his groin with my other hand. I always try to fight with the other hand. And on the same time, if you have a key in your hand, you could always take them off from here. See, all of those things will create him to take you off. And sometimes you stuck and you bring it around him. So if you see, I bring it around him, and you could see the point here. A little bit stressed, and he's out. And you could get to the other side and escape. So we ask our friends, they didn't train it more than 1 minute before we start, and let's start. Show me how you train it, okay? So the idea, you are attacking each other. Let's go. And random attacks and random, when you have a key in your hand or any metal and you pin it to your friend, it helps you immediately to use by improvised weapon and to get free. So of course for people that are not strong, they are not training for 30 years martial art, 40 years martial art, it can be very helpful. Just from any position to try to attack, get attacked, and mostly because you have it in your hand, you're getting the awareness that somebody might attack you, and you're already waiting for them. Okay, the next we're going to do is a situation that you're under kidnap and people handcuff you. So when people actually handcuff you, you want to establish the two wrists together and the two elbows together. And then you don't want the handcuff to be up. You want to try to slide it with your teeth as much as you can to the upper body. And then by one shot, you do this way and it will cut. This is called like flipping the handcuff. You just pop them and they'll break. So you have to make it really tight with your teeth. The more it's tight, the more it's easy to break. And by 1, 2, 3, you'll break it. Each knee is some, and it will be break. And if you don't do it this way, it's really not possible to open it. It's really strong, but if you use the art of leverage and you have 2 points, and then you just open it. Our next is Hojutsu, from traditional martial art, but to modern martial art. Still using in many militaries, we're using the Hojutsu, the art of rope. Sometimes we use it for rappelling, for using the rope for rappelling from high places We teach it also in KAPAP because sometimes you can have a fire in your house and you need to rappel down. But the first thing I want to teach is this one. And I hold the rope like that. I turn it and I bring it in. And again, I'll do it again. I have the rope. I turn it and I bring it in. Once I have this, I have actually a simple handcuff that if I ask my friend Avri Sensei to put it here and I tighten it, here we have a handcuff. If I go behind him and I tighten it behind his back, that's actually a very old style of handcuff. So I'll ask you please to practice it and try on each other. This is a very old tradition. Many times people ask why we teach it. We still teach it because rope is something that you'll find anywhere, and sometimes you don't have handcuff and immediately you know to do those old style handcuff. This is one style. The other style, it's called the Mickey Mouse. And if you see, I take the rope and I build one ear of the Mickey Mouse by having my rope loop and having the loop over. Now I'll make the other Mickey Mouse here, but if you see, it's under. See, this is over and this is under. And that's how I make the Mickey Mouse ear. And again, I'll move the Mickey Mouse ear, one on each other. And now all I need is to do this. And again, I got like handcuff, and by switching here, and I got the handcuff on Avri. Of course, I'll go to the back and then tighten, but this is very, very old style handcuff. Some people call it marine knot because a lot of seamanship people using for that one. And we still teach it because you could use it again for many time. Many times you could use it for primitive handcuff for different styles. So that's one. And the first one that I did was this one. And again, you could see, once I don't like it, I open it. Now, later on, you'll see I'll demo it. This is why I wear my gi. I do the same thing with my gi. Many times when I grapple with people, belts on the floor, people don't have awareness. And when I have a belt, you put your hand, and then you can do the same thing. You circle, and you bring this one in, or here, and you have a loop. This loop, you could get a hand, and then you can start to tighten the person with your own belt when you grapple, which in the old ways used to be done a lot. Today, in the modern days, we forget about this, but in KAPAP, we renew all of those arts, and we still do the rope, and we still do the belts system. A lot of time, I will demo more things that be done mostly in judo and jiu-jitsu, but again, it's based on a rope workout. Sometimes we do like the Mickey Mouse here, and when we put them one on another, we actually use it for rappelling. Again, the Mickey Mouse here, you can have a few choices. One choice is like you make it one-on-one and you make the knot, the handcuff, or you can put it like this and then you could use it for rappelling. A lot of people that use rappelling, they use this one. So this is the art of rope, improvised weapon, and this is also in the modern days of KAPAP combative, using rope, belts, and the gi. I will show a few moves with the gi in a few seconds. The next move I'm going to demo comes from Judo Newaza, and it's a Sankaku. I show one version of Sankaku. And that's mostly when the guy, he's on his turtle in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And then I'll take him off with me when I hold his hand over here. And by having my leg over here, I already trap his hand. So that hand is not a danger for me. If he moves this hand, it's really don't bugging me. See, this hand is not a problem. It's already trapped on my clamp. This is my clamp. My next move is to take control on this hand. and then I'll take it here, and again, I'm using the art of close, and you see I tied his hand. You see, and if I do it really strong, you will even feel the pain. Could you? So that will be, for example, try to release this hand. See, now I can go even to sleep because he can never do it. If I put my elbow here, I can break his elbow. Can you feel the pain?
Yeah.
Or if I take this arm to me and I tie it, he'll get sankaku choke. If I take my hand over here, I'll break his arm, sorry. If I sit down, back, this way, again, I can break his arm, or I can break this arm over here. This is all very traditional. This is all very great move. And for example, again, a lot of time people don't study gi, and that's okay too. So I can do it with a gi, I can do it without a gi, it's no matter. It's just a matter of manner and also survival of your clothes, because with the t-shirt, it will be hard on you. You will need like every 10 minutes to buy a new t-shirt. That's why we're using the gi. That's why for some training, I recommend you to buy gi, but if you don't want, it's the same. So I ask you to do it again. And again, I'm now not having the gi, and he don't have the gi, and again, I'll go up, and again, sankaku. Now, I like to have my hand like this. A lot of judo players like to have it this way because they look for different transition, so they like the hand this way. I personally like that way, okay? And again, I use his own clothes to handcuff him, and I wait him to start to fight. Once he starts to fight with this hand, and that's good for me. I'll lock my leg on his triceps and give him a choke or break his arm. So you see, everything I've done, I can do without, okay? There's a lot of techniques that people think that you can do them only with the gi, and it's not true. I can do every technique almost that I can do with the gi without a gi. I'll demo on you a few chokes, okay? Because again, people think you can choke only if you have a gi. In the street, you don't go with a gi. But the truth, you never walk naked in the street. So I'll ask you again to come over here. And again, just for safety, we'll start it from this. No, be on your foot. So we start from here. And again, I do the same thing that I'll do with a gi. Right, under, right, under. Once I do it, this time I'm going to do what we call helicopter choke. I'm going to shoot my leg over. Okay, so I'm going to shoot my leg over him, trap his arm, and I'm going to roll. Once I roll, it's done. That's the helicopter choke. Sorry. So, did it work without the gi?
Yeah.